So question 2. Personally, for myself, I'm trying to put up heavy weight. So squat, bench, deadlift. So what should my calorie goals be? Am I supposed to be cutting calories or adding calories? Like, where am I supposed to be at with that?
Your main focus is putting up more weight. You're not worried about cutting and looking that you just want to put up as much weight as you possibly can.
Within reason. I mean, I would like to still stay slim and not really put on a lot of fat while putting up big numbers. And I know right now that, you can't really have both. But
Yeah, that's the biggest thing. You have to figure out what you want. And I know a lot of people that say, I want to put up all this weight, do all this, but I don't want to put on any weight.
Yeah. And it can be done. It can be done that you can still get stronger, you can still put on more size, and you can do it without losing those cuts. You can do it while getting leaner, but it is very difficult and requires a very, very finely tuned diet. And that's just not attainable for the average person.
Not really for people, like average people that have jobs and families and time.
Yeah.
Better to focus on that one thing.
So you want to get bigger, you want to get stronger. It's going to require a caloric surplus. And that's just going to be the simplest way to do it. You're probably going to sacrifice some of those cuts. You're going to sacrifice some of those abs. It's going to be the easiest way to get the weight up. You train heavy, follow a schedule, track your lifts, be consistent, and stay in a caloric surplus.
What he means by calorie surplus, everybody has basal metabolic rate. That's how many calories.
What's that?
That's how many how many calories a person their body burns if you're just lay in bed and not move all day. How many calories your body burns just to keep you alive? Mine is about 2,400 calories. So if I was to lay in bed all day and eat 2,400 calories and not move, I wouldn't gain or lose any weight. You have to figure out what that is, what your BMR is, and then from there, you have to add in actually walking around, actually working a job, and then if you're coming to the gym, it goes up. So mine is about like 3,200 calories just to keep my body weight the same. So if I want to gain weight and be in a surplus, like he said, I want to be about 3,500 calories. That'll put me in a 300 calorie surplus. That amount I'll slowly gain. I won't lose cuts like crazy, like he was talking about. You got to figure out that line. I'll be in an excess the whole time. And then anything below that, you're in a deficit, and that's how you focus on losing weight. You got to figure out, okay, 2,400 calories. At 32, I'm eating 3,000 calories a day. I'm probably going to lose about a pound in like a week and a half, because it's 3,500 calories and a pound of fat. If you cut out 500 calories a day, that's a pound a week. So surplus, deficit is just adding or taking away from your BMR.
If it really matters to you that you don't want to lose those abs, you don't want to lose those cuts, or you don't want to get too far off of it, I would recommend doing something like a surplus for 4 weeks or so, a slight deficit for 2 or 3 weeks, and then back into your surplus again for 4 weeks, and just continue repeating that process.
So my other question is, how much should I go over, or how much should I cut out of my diet?
Well, it's all relative to your lean body mass. So how much mass you have that requires the calories. So your body, the organs, the muscle, fat and all that does not require calories. So you want to find out what your calculation is based off of getting all that fat out of your calculation. Figure out the lean body mass. So a basic body fat caliper you can get from most pharmacies. You can go online, just go ahead and Google a body fat caliper test. Figure out what your percentage is and subtract that from your total weight. That should give you a pretty good approximation of what your lean body mass is, and you can go from there.
So calipers, really good.
Handheld ones?
Yeah.
Screw them things up.
Exactly, that's what I was gonna say. Anything, those handheld things that you get from Walmart, those like
Just staying on the scale.
or the scales, none of those are really that accurate. They'll tell you like, you have 15% body fat. Really, you might only have like 11.
Yeah.
They can be off by a decent amount.
Best way for the average person is going to be a cheap set of calipers, a little bit of research online to figure out how to do it properly. Or if you can swing it, go find a dietitian or somebody that has the tank that can put you in and go through that whole process. But
Yeah.
that's not
Necessary.
Yeah, calipers usually get you within 1 or 2%.
Yeah.
If you do it properly.
If you do it properly.
A general formula is just to take that new lean body mass that you calculated and multiply times 15. And that should give you your base resting calories.
If you have the privilege of going to a dietitian and they can check weight, everything your calorie needs, and do it all from a professional, and you're not gonna have any skewed results from doing it yourself. Honestly, I didn't do, when I first started, I didn't do any of that. I talked to you like 3 years ago about that stuff, and all I did was and say I'm young, I have the metabolism to screw with it and figure everything out, but I just guessed, and I was checking to see what worked and what didn't work. If I was eating too much, I could see, like, all right, I put on 5 pounds really fast that I didn't want. I'll cut it back 200 calories. And I lost it really fast, but I was capable of doing that, so if you're a bit older and your metabolism slow down, it'd be better to take that.
Oh,
approach.
thanks.
If 3 guys like us realize we can make a switch like that, it'll be fine.
So from there, how would I measure how much I should be adding?
That's just a basic amount too. We said you take that lean body mass times 15, that gives you a general idea of your base resting calories. So that's what you need if you did nothing all day to maintain your size. So again, a general rule on top of that is, I know I'm doing a lot of general rules here, but it's gonna be to add 600 to 800 minimum to that number. And it's dependent on your activity level. If you're really active, like you are right now, you're trying to lift a ton of weight, your goal is growth, I would be shooting for at least 1,000 on top of that basic activity.